for this live because y'all know it is going to be a doozy today. There's so much that we have to get into. I was like, I need to make my little green tea beverage. You guys know my obsession and the way I've been able to drink green tea in the afternoon because I can't just drink tea plain. Like I have to zhuzh it up to make it a little afternoon treat. I posted a short about this, but I love to do green tea with 2 True Lemon packets. I know I could do lemon juice, but the True Lemon packets really pack a bigger punch and they don't go bad like lemon juice can go bad. So I do green tea, 2 True Lemon packets, and then a little bit of Truvia, and it tastes like I would say a healthier version than like the Starbucks green tea lemonade. So good. Also, shout out to Mama Hill for these cups. She got me this cup from Amazon because she did not like how I would just have my random glass jars with a straw in them on camera. So shout out to Mama Hill. She made sure that I look cute drinking my green tea on camera. You guys, we have obviously so much to get into. This cup is from Amazon. I will get the link and I will share it with y'all. Also, thank you for the compliment on my nails. Obviously, the jury came down with a verdict today in the Diddy case. It is not what anyone wanted. I feel pretty secure in saying that. But also not surprised. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna discuss. We're gonna break down the verdict, what it means, what's next, Cassie's reaction, 50 Cent's reaction, Aubrey O'Day's reaction. We're gonna get into all of that. We're also gonna be talking a little bit about Candace Owens and Blake Lively. Blake Lively's legal team subpoenaed Candace Owens, Perez Hilton, and Andy Signore in her legal battle with Justin Baldoni. Her team is seeking to prove that Justin Baldoni used content creators in order to perpetuate a smear campaign against Blake Lively. Candace Owens addressed it. She kind of went off, and honestly, she was bringing receipts, so I'm here for it. We're also going to talk about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. We're going to talk about Justin Bieber and Scooter Braun. And then we're going to end because we will need, let me tell you, we will need a Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce palette cleanser after today. We will absolutely need a moment to just breathe in, breathe out, and remember that there is good in the world, because after that Diddy verdict, I feel like a lot of us are feeling bleak. A lot of us are not feeling great. A lot of us are not feeling hopeful. So we are going to go ahead and end with a little Tavis palette cleanser, as I always try to do whenever we have a heavy day. I see the chat is already going off. We have Maria in here, Jonna in here, Christy, Gigi, Jessica, Ivy is in here as well, Amy Poole, Lorelai, Song of the Fierce, Dave is in the house as well, Robert, hello, Jessica, I think I said Jessica, Jody, I'm trying to make sure I hit everyone, Cousin is in here, Britt is in here as well, Miss Jackie X, my God, I feel like we haven't seen you forever. Hi, girly. I hope life is okay. I know life is probably lifing. Life is always lifing. That is why I am so thankful that we have these happy hour hangs. This is always our hour to just hang out with one another, get into the tea, share some giggles, and have a little distraction whenever things feel crazy. Also, Joy is in here. Tabitha is in here as well. Reggie is in here too. Delphine. You guys, how are we all feeling on this Wednesday? How is everyone feeling this week? I did go and get my nails done after Monday. I went with this red. It's called Thrill of Brazil. After I got it done, I was like, oh shoot, I should have done more of like an orangey red. That's probably more summery, but it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna get them redone in a couple of weeks. So I feel like it's a good intro back into the red nail. Next time I'll do a little more of like the orangey bright red, but for now, I feel like it's cute, right? Are we liking? I'm like having to get back into having red nails because I've had my light pink for so long. I'm like a little jarred. I have to get used to having nails again, or like red nails again. Hi, Real Life Southern Barbie. Hello. Tabitha said it's great for the 4th of July. Yes, it is It is a sleigh for the 4th of July. A lot of us will probably have a shortened week, hopefully. Hopefully everyone is having a shortened week with the holiday at the end of the week. Thank you. It does, I feel like it goes with the tan. I've been trying to get a little color this summer. Tabitha is 17 days away from her wedding, you guys. This is so exciting. A House of Hill wedding. Reggie is off the whole week. Reggie, I'm jealous. That's incredible and iconic, and I hope you're enjoying. Julie K also just popped in. No, it is 2025, you guys. The year of weddings, the year of love. The weekend after 4th of July, I'm heading to a bachelorette party, another bachelorette party, my 3rd one this year. I really need to do a TikTok of like what to pack for a bachelorette party, but this one is much like, this one is less themed. So I feel like the packing won't be as crazy because there's not really any themes. We're gonna go out one night, we're doing a brunch, but we're mainly gonna be at the pool because we're gonna be in Arizona and it's gonna be very hot. Color said, haha, all your friends are getting hitched. It definitely feels like, I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but I feel like I'm actually having a second wave of friends getting married. Like I had a really big wave when I first moved here when I was 23, 24, 25. Maybe not 23, but like 24, 25. I had a lot of friends get married, which I know some people might think is young, but I credit that to being from the Midwest. So I had a big wave of friends get married like 24, 25. And then now early 30s, which pains me to say. Early 30s, there's, I feel like, another wave happening as well. And next year the wave is gonna continue because my sister's getting married next year. One of my best friend who just got married in Tahoe, her little sister is also getting married next year. So it's just gonna be, another wave of weddings. I don't think the wave is gonna stop anytime soon. Then manifesting, I get to plan my own wedding. That would be lovely. Would love to plan my own wedding. Hope, never, I was about to say, never know, 2026. But yeah, it's just, it's always a wave. But it is a fun wave. I don't know. I'm someone like, I love celebrating people. I love going to these weddings. I love going to celebrations. I feel like, and a lot of people have said this, and I've said this to a lot of people too, at the end of your life when you're on your, final days, you're never going to remember the stress that it was leading up to this. You're never going to remember, oh my God, I was so stressed planning that travel, or I was so stressed getting these things together. What you're going to remember is that you were there for your loved ones. You were there for your friends. You were there for the celebration. You were there to make the core memories. And I feel like that's always the most important part. So I love weddings. I'm a girly who loves weddings. And I've said over and over again, I know the Lauren Sanchez and Jeff Bezos wedding got so much flack, so much hate. But as I said, if I got an invite, I would have gone because I love a wedding, especially a nice wedding. And it would have been a good time. Again, the eligible bachelor pool there would have been amazing. Do I have any pets? I do not. No pets for me. It's actually funny. My sister, oh my God, I didn't even say this on Monday because we had so much going on. My sister just got a puppy. His name is Rigatoni. He's a little weenie dog. Members know this because I sent a picture in the group chat, but my sister just got a dog. So that's exciting. And I'm loving the auntie dog life. I am not ready for a dog of my own. I love dogs. I think they're so sweet. But I personally, just my lifestyle right now is not very conducive for a dog. You guys know I was gone literally half the month of June. I'm already gonna be gone again next week. And then I will be gone back to back again in August. So, and then we have a wedding in September and another one in October. Hoping to also add in a trip non-wedding related for funsies. So for right now, I just feel like a dog is not in the cards for me. And I am somebody who I take dog ownership like very, very seriously. Our family, a dog is the equivalent to a child. And I just feel like unless I can give 1000% of myself to this little puppy, I'm just not ready. I feel like for me, I genuinely, honestly, probably won't get a dog until I have a child, because I'm already gonna have a lifestyle change with a child. So why not just throw a dog in there too? I feel like for me, that would be when I would get a pet. It's actually funny. Mama Hill shook me this weekend, you guys. She told me, she's like, I actually don't know if I ever see you having a dog of your own. And I was like, kind of offended, but also I get it. I love other people's dogs, but I'm like, I feel like if I had a dog, it would literally take over my life. Actually, I know it would. I know it would. Miss Jackie X said, you know what is in the cards for you? Love, joy, and happiness and prosperity. Thank you, Miss Jackie X. I actually just went back and referenced your astrology calendar that you did for me in June. I love going back to that. It's amazing. Shout out to Miss Jackie X, astrology queen. I do not love cats because I'm allergic. I wish I wasn't, because cats are cute, but I am unfortunately allergic to cats. Cousin can attest. Whenever I don't know what it is. Obviously it's an allergy, but like after I touch a cat, I have to immediately wash my hands, because if I touch a cat and then touch my face, I break out in like hives everywhere. Not great, not cute, not amazing. A naked cat. My friend Holly has suggested, she's like, what if you got the hairless cat? And I'm like, absolutely not. Hairless cats are spooky. No shade to hairless cats, but hairless cats are so spooky. So I am not a cat girly because of my allergy. It's definitely the dander, because even if I don't touch a cat and I'm just around cats or in someone's home who has a cat, like I get congested, my eyes are runny, my eyes get puffy. It is sad for me, but no cats in my future, unfortunately. Yeah, no cats for me. Cousin's like, it wouldn't happen. I could volunteer with dogs. I think also I'll get my fill with Rigatoni. Little Riggs. He is pretty cute. He's a little freckled weenie dog. You guys, he's a cutie. And he's literally about yay big. Like a tiny, tiny little thing. And he's pretty cute. So I think for right now, my pet fill will be by being an auntie. How did she decide the name? You guys, my sister has been obsessed with weenie dogs, or dachshunds, literally for 10 plus years. Like ever since she was probably in middle school, she has been obsessed with dachshunds, just had an obsession. Like the amount of weenie dog stuff we've bought in her over the years, just because she loves them. And I think she got the name from, I feel like it's a Parks and Rec reference. But I honestly don't even know, because for literally 10 plus years, she has said, I'm going to get a weenie dog and I'm going to name him Rigatoni. So it's just her fulfilling her lifelong childhood dream of getting a weenie dog and naming him Rigatoni. If she was in the chat, she would tell you more behind it. But yeah, just always, ever since she was younger, wanted a dog, specifically a weenie dog, and specifically wanted to name him Rigatoni. So I love it. I also love that Tabitha's dog is named Louis V. Talk about a sleigh. Okay. Let's go ahead, you guys, and get into the tea, because we do have a lot to discuss, and I want to make sure we have time to get into everything. We are going to go ahead and start things off talking about Diddy. If you're here and you haven't given this video a thumbs up yet, please go ahead and do so. So if you watched my YouTube short this morning, I did try to put one out as soon as I was up, hence why I have no makeup on in that video. I literally was sipping my coffee and was like, I've got to comment on this verdict right away. But as of this morning, the verdict came down. Diddy received a mixed verdict. He was found guilty on 2 of the 5 counts, okay? He was found guilty on 2 counts of engaging in the transportation of prostitution, and he was found not guilty on the more serious charges of racketeering and trafficking. Now, this was obviously a huge deal. We were hoping for guilty across all of the counts. That is not what happened. It's incredibly unfortunate that he was not found guilty of even the trafficking or the racketeering, because those two more serious sentences are the ones that carried mandatory prison time. With racketeering, automatic life in prison, trafficking, minimum of 15 years in prison. Neither of those things are happening because, again, he was found not guilty. Hi, Jules. Hi. Diddy's lawyers, right away after the verdict was read, they requested that he be released on bail while he awaits sentencing. They proposed $1 million bond, the surrendering of Diddy's passport, mandatory drug testing, a promise not to hire any escorts, and that he would limit his travel to New York, LA, and Miami. Cassie submitted a letter asking the judge not to grant Diddy bail. She said she did not feel safe after testifying if he was to receive bail while he awaited sentencing. Thankfully, the judge denied Diddy's bail. I was actually nervous. As of this morning, when I made that YouTube short, the only information we had is that his lawyers were requesting it. They were going to put together a bail package and present it. After the way this morning went, I was nervous that he was going to be granted bail. The way his family was acting, I was nervous he was going to be granted bail. So I'm happy that Cassie did submit a letter, and I'm happy that his bail was denied. He will remain behind bars until sentencing. Now, as far as what Diddy's future holds, okay? Each side is now going to argue what they think his punishment should be, how much time they think he should spend behind bars. Obviously, his team is going to go for the least amount of time possible. With this charge, with the engaging in the transportation of prostitution charge, it carries a max of 10 years. So someone can serve a maximum of 10 years on a charge like this. He did get a guilty verdict on 2 charges, so he could potentially spend 20 years in prison. However, likely not going to happen. Pretty much every legal expert that I've seen weigh in on the situation has said, no way is he getting the max. There are early reports that prosecutors are going to go or they're going to aim for him to be in prison for at least 4 to 5 years. Again, these are just early reports that that's what they're going to go for. Doesn't really feel like justice, right? I have been seeing comments all day that the feds overcharged, the feds went for too much, and maybe the feds did overreach on the racketeering charge. Mama Hill actually made a really great point when I talked to her this morning. And she was like, they could never even charge the mob with racketeering. Like, I think that was too much for them to go after. Like, of course, they weren't going to be able to get Diddy on that. They maybe shouldn't have done that and just focused on the trafficking. And very good point. I think, unfortunately, that's maybe where the jury was hung up. Like, they just felt like those charges were going for too much. So maybe it would have been better if they just focused on the trafficking. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a federal agent. I'm not a juror or on this jury, you know? So maybe that's where the hang up was for people. I don't know how the defense, obviously when Cassie was testifying, the defense tried to put a different light on her text messages to Diddy. They were trying to, again, say that she was a willing participant in these freak-offs, that she wanted to be there, that she looked forward to them, that it was consensual. I don't know how anyone could believe her texts were giving consent when the jury literally saw a video of Diddy physically assaulting her. What part of that gives you the impression that this was a consensual relationship on both sides? Like, that's crazy to me. I feel like there was enough there for trafficking. Obviously, I guess not in the jury's eyes, but like, it's just insane to me that anyone could believe Cassie and Diddy had a 110% consensual relationship after seeing that video. Like, it's sickening. It's sickening. It's absolutely awful. It doesn't make me feel very like proud or hopeful for the justice system. And I feel like too, what is even worse, you guys, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, I woke up this morning, my usual 7 a.m. I did snooze until 7:15, full disclosure, but I woke up to a text from my sorority mom, my big in my sorority, and she texted me and she was like, I'm literally counting down the seconds for your video on this Diddy verdict, WTF. So I obviously was like, oh God, let's see what the verdict is. And I was not surprised. Like, that's what I actually hate the most. I'm not surprised that we are not seeing justice be done. You guys know I've been saying since the moment this trial started, what have I been saying? It feels like a slam dunk. I know we think it's a slam dunk, but nobody say it's a slam dunk because I'm not sure. Whenever a powerful person is in a courtroom, I am never convinced. I am never convinced that it is going to end in justice because you just never effing know. This man had a key to the city that he was being tried in. So, and I agree, the judge was way too chummy with him. Right, when I say slam dunk, I'm saying like we think it's a slam dunk. I agree with you guys, it was. But it wasn't, I don't know. I definitely think there were shenanigans. You guys know I was saying on Monday, I thought there were shenanigans when a juror was saying he couldn't follow instructions. Again, this is why I was not sure from the beginning, why I never felt comfortable with it, why I always had an icky feeling, why I was always uneasy. This is why. So I hate that my reaction when I saw the verdict come down and I saw that it was split, I hate that I wasn't even surprised. Like, I genuinely was like, yep, well, we knew this was going to happen. Like, it's so disheartening, frustrating, and you know who my heart really goes out to the most is Cassie and Jane, his other girlfriend who testified under a pseudonym, and all of the victims, right? My heart goes out to all of Diddy's alleged victims. I can't imagine how today feels. Today, take how we're feeling and then probably amplify that by 1,000. Hi, Cindy Lou, because I cannot imagine how disheartened they must feel, how like left outside in the cold they must feel by this justice system. Truly, truly upsetting, disappointing, dare I even say disgusting behavior. You know what I mean? Talking about gut-wrenching, talking about Cassie, you guys, her lawyer did release a statement on her behalf, and I want to talk a little bit about that. He praised Cassie for unquestionable strength and exemplary courage for coming forward. Her lawyer noted that her civil complaint in November of 2023, quote, paved the way for the guilty verdicts on 2 transportation for prostitution charges. Her lawyer said Cassie, quote, left an indelible mark on both the entertainment industry and the fight for justice. He stressed the need for continued support for survivors. Tony Busby also came out and said, we are still going to go after these lawsuits. We're still going after Diddy civilly. Just because he wasn't held liable for some of these charges criminally, we're still going forward with the lawsuits. And Cassie's lawyer said, quote, change is overdue and we will continue to fight on behalf of all survivors. I mean, truly, none of this would be happening without Cassie and her incredible, incredible, incredible strength. And I hope she's feeling the support by the public and the world, because I know she's feeling let down by the justice system, and I hope she's feeling the support from everyone else, because I'm like, girl, the way I would give this woman my kidney, like, she went through unspeakable things that we've heard about in detail. And the fact that this was still the way it ended is insane to me. So I hope she just knows how many millions of people are in her corner. I saw someone ask, do you think the jurors feared for their lives? Jules asked that. I saw a couple other people say, like, do you think there's a conspiracy? Do you think people were paid off? To be completely transparent with y'all, and I don't want to get too into this because I swear whenever I start talking about this, I always have a glitch in my YouTube live. I would not be surprised, in my own personal opinion, if shenanigans occurred. This man was allegedly tampering with witnesses before this trial even started. That's why he was denied bail in the first place. So if he could tamper, allegedly, with witnesses prior to this trial even getting started, of course, I personally believe in my own opinion that he could allegedly tamper with the jurors once the trial is ongoing. Again, money talks. Money talks. Everyone's going through it right now. Who knows? Someone offers you a hand to let a man go. You don't think it affects you. The payday is bigger than what you feel the consequences are. I don't know. I don't know. I know who is probably also fearful for their own safety is Cassie and the other woman who testified. That's who I'm concerned about. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is what is giving me anxiety and making my like heart feel not great. Like this is what I always do when I feel like a big anxiety wave coming on. And like, this is what I feel like I have to do when I think of like Cassie worrying for her safety. Insane. Also speaking about 50 Cent, you guys, because of course 50, my man Fofty, did address the verdict today. He jokingly celebrated his acquittal on Instagram, saying, Diddy beat the feds, that boy a bad man. And then there was a bunch of clapping emojis. He called him the gay John Gotti. People then, of course, were like, Diddy's going to come for you. Diddy's going to unalive you. Diddy's going to threaten you. And 50 Cent was like, I'm literally not scared of Diddy. Okay. Good luck. Not worried. Shout out to 50 Cent. I feel like the guiding light of today. When I saw his Instagram caption, I was like, thank the Lord I needed a giggle. Because I was not, he called him the gay John Gotti. For those of you who don't know, John Gotti was a big mobster, one of the 5 families back in the day. And he was accused of racketeering. So he's calling him, yeah. So I needed that giggle. Like hi Bella, I needed 50 to come through for me. And I'm so happy he did. He slayed. He slayed with the comeback. It made me giggle in light of all of this darkness. I'm with you, Diddy. I feel like 50 Cent, like Diddy should be scared of 50 Cent. I'm like, now more than ever, 50 Cent's documentary that he's been working on is more important because I've already been seeing headlines that are like, Diddy could come back from this. Diddy could have a career come back if he frames it correctly. This isn't going to stop Diddy's career. This is only going to, if this man makes more money off of this, we have truly lost it as a society. We are sick. We are twisted. If this man can make millions of dollars off of doing what I know has been acquitted of, but I don't believe he should have been acquitted of, doing what he allegedly did, and if he can make money off of that, that is how I will know we have literally gone so far down the wrong path. There is no turning back now. So truly, we need 50 more than ever. We need 50 to come through with this documentary. We need 50 to put out some sort of information that wakes the public up completely and makes sure that this man cannot profit off of this acquittal. Honestly, I think that's really key because remember, his family has been filming stuff as well during this whole trial, and now that they got the verdict that they want, you best believe a documentary is going to be made from Diddy's POV. So just emotionally, mentally, physically prepare yourselves for that now. I also wanted to read Aubrey O'Day's response as well, you guys. Aubrey O'Day was one of the first people to speak out against Diddy for years. People mocked her, people laughed at her, people thought she was, you know, coming after him for revenge, thought that she was salty. She did kind of have like a redemption moment, people finally believing what she was saying. She was really worried about the verdict. She talked about it. She did several interviews being like, I'm scared. I don't think it's going to be what people think it is. This trial has been really hard for her. And she posted saying that the verdict made her physically ill. She was going to vomit. And she expressed solidarity with Cassie and the other survivors. So, yeah. Overall, y'all, not a great day. Not a great day. In the sense of Diddy updates, obviously I will keep y'all updated. Now we're going to be waiting for sentencing. That's going to be the next step. And let's see what he gets. Like I said, early reports are saying that prosecutors are going to go for 4 to 5 years. And I feel like something is telling me he won't even serve that much. And I hope I'm wrong. I wanted to be wrong. Also, too, just to clarify, I wanted to be wrong. I wanted the jury to come back guilty on all counts, and I could have been like, you guys, I was so scared for nothing. Ugh. Like, this is one thing I did not want to be right about. A celeb breakup. Also, I actually don't love being right about those either, because sometimes those are sad. But, like, a fun celeb conspiracy theory or a fun giggle, ha-ha, Kylie did, you know, I don't know, go after Selena and make fun of her eyebrows. I don't know. That I want to be right about. This kind of stuff, I don't want to be right about. I don't want to toot my own horn. Ugh. Anyway, we're going to move on. Again, I'll keep y'all updated. But let's go ahead and get into some more kind of like intense tea, y'all. Sorry. If you could give this video a thumbs up, that would be incredible. Over 100 people watching. I know a lot of people are going to also want to hear about this Candace Owens, Blake Lively tea, then Kim and Kanye. Then we're going to get into Justin and Scooter. Jenny, also you guys, shout out to Jenny. She's literally a BA and been with me since Holly Scoop, since the other place. We were talking at K9 training and we all think he's going to serve crap. The system is horrible. And Jenny's in law enforcement, so she would know. Also, Tamara, I saw Tamara earlier and I didn't say hi to Tamara. I wanted to make sure I said hi to Tamara too. Okay, you guys, getting into this Candace Owens, Blake Lively situation. So yesterday news broke. We talked about this in the Members Only Live. This is why you should become a member, y'all. The tea and the Members Only Live. The personal tea and the celeb tea is off and popping always. Literally, it feels like a weekly FaceTime call with your long distance besties. It's the best. But Blake Lively's legal team recently subpoenaed Candace Owens, Perez Hilton, and the guy from Popcorn Planet. They are hoping to find communications between Justin Baldoni's PR team and these creators, these media personalities, to prove that Justin Baldoni and when I say Justin Baldoni also too, you guys, keep in mind, I'm not meaning Justin Baldoni personally. Like, they don't think Justin Baldoni was texting these people, his PR team. But it's just sometimes easier for me to say Justin Baldoni to get the point across. But Blake Lively's legal team is hoping to prove that Justin Baldoni's side was conspiring with these media personalities to put out a smear campaign against Blake Lively. They believe they're going to find information that Justin Baldoni's team was sending these content creators information to purposefully smear Blake Lively. Okay. Kind of crazy, kind of wild, insane. The Popcorn, yeah, Andy from Popcorn Planet, one of their pieces of evidence to try to get him subpoenaed was, I guess at some point he put out a statement from Brian Friedman, which is Justin Baldoni's lawyer, before main media outlets. So they're thinking that he was communicating with Justin Baldoni and his legal team. But even so, I'm like, it's not a smear campaign for a lawyer to send a media personality a statement. Like, that's just how the world works. And if he's sending it to him and sending it to major outlets, like, what does it matter the order that it was sent in? But whatever. That's just, as like a journalist, I'm like, as someone who went to journalism school and then also has PR knowledge, I'm like, a statement gets sent out to everyone. It doesn't matter the order. Like, the order doesn't prove a smear campaign, but whatever. That's just my own personal little 2 cents for y'all. Anyway, Candace Owens is addressing this subpoena. And honestly, although I don't live, laugh, love Candace Owens, her comeback to this was a little bit of a slay. So she went on her podcast and she said that she has not been formally served. She said she's grateful for TMZ that they leaked the info and that she was reading about her life live, because she's like, I haven't received a piece of paper, okay? She claims that she never colluded with Justin Baldoni's team. She said this is part of a, quote, wacky, unhinged smokescreen. Then Candace Owens on her show basically subpoenaed herself, you guys. She took out her cell phone, searched Blake Lively's name, and physically showed text messages where she talked about Blake Lively. The first text was from 2019. It was between her and a friend, and it was actually positive Blake Lively talk. They were admiring her pink diamond ring, and she said Blake Lively with a bunch of heart eye emojis. They were, again, talking positively about a piece of jewelry. Then she said she did not mention Blake Lively again in her text messages until August of 2024. And it was her talking with her producer, and they were talking about the DNC and what they wanted to cover on their show. And then Candace Owens was like, maybe we should also talk about this Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively lawsuit a little bit. It's going viral. And that's essentially the end of private conversations on her phone about Blake Lively. So I thought that was interesting. She could have more on her phone. It doesn't prove anything. Betty, you're exactly 1000% right. But I thought it was an interesting approach. It definitely feels like she's putting it out there. Emails exactly exist. We'll see what the emails say. Again, I would be shocked if someone is going to have a smear campaign against someone. If you are dumb enough to send that over email, you deserve to be sued and you deserve to be caught. I really will be surprised, but also nothing ever surprises me these days. I would be surprised if that would be found in email, but you never know. I tell y'all all the time, my communications law professor did not call email. She called it evidence mail. So I think about that every time I send an email. Like, this will come back, girly, just so you know. Candace Owens said that she's, quote, elated and honored by the subpoena, comparing it to a graduation ceremony on her podcast. I mean, you know, I will say, the thing about these like subpoenas and these reports, I know Blake Lively's team is attempting to discredit these people, but all it's doing is lighting up their star even more. Candace Owens is taking this to the bank. Perez Hilton hasn't said anything. Perez Hilton, I actually feel like won't say anything. The guy from Popcorn Planet, I feel like he will also take this all the way to the bank. I mean, these people have been profiting off of this litigation massively. Okay? Them getting subpoenaed would scare the you-know-what out of us. Obviously no, because we would have nothing to hide. But like that would just like the thought of legal stuff would make my butthole clench. But these people are living for it. Okay? Blake Lively and her legal team might as well have just handed Candace Owens and Popcorn Planet a check, because that's essentially what they just did. Whether smear campaign, no smear campaign, it actually doesn't even matter. Literally just handed these people more followers and views, which I know is the exact opposite of what they wanted to do, but that is what they just did. So as much as I love the crusade, I love the fight, I want the receipts to leak because I'm curious. Yeah, I'm sure the Popcorn Planet guy loves it. I'm sure. I mean, are you kidding me? Your name is in the press next to Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, two of the most Googled people on the planet right now. Why would you not? Anyone who's putting themselves out on the internet is going to love that kind of press. Because literally, you guys, internet people, content creators, internet personalities, for them, all press is good press. Honestly, like when the Cardi B thing happened, yes, it came with a lot of scary stuff, but it also came with 2,000 followers overnight. So, you know, I don't know. The irony of this all to me is Blake Lively is trying, and her team are trying to prove that, again, these people were part of the problem, but all they're doing is literally giving these people a leg up. Do you ever fear being a creator? Oh my gosh. I don't fear being a creator because I always come from a place of integrity, honestly. And so for me, I'm never scared or worried because I feel like I'm never saying anything that I wouldn't say to anyone's face. I do think Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber will spit at me when they see me in public, but that's okay. I've accepted it. I genuinely feel like because I never come at it from a place of hate or vitriol, I literally am coming at it as let's talk about what today's tea is and give our thoughts. I am never fearful because I really am doing it with, again, integrity. I'm also just someone who also tries to see both sides. Again, I feel like because I did at least go to journalism school, I approach content like this a little differently. Like you guys know, I've said, I see all, Candace has gone unhinged, that Popcorn Planet guy, they say stuff on their platforms, y'all, that I just would never. And them aside, there's other celebrity content creators who they say stuff that I just personally would never. And again, these people have more followers than me. They have more money than I do. If you look at numbers, they're doing better than I am. However, I sleep perfectly fine at night. I am not fearful. And also too, I like to believe that I'll be rewarded in the long run for having that integrity. You know, I think, and today doesn't feel like one of those days that a person with integrity is going to be rewarded, considering someone just literally got acquitted of crimes that, in my opinion, they did do. But I like to believe still that at some point integrity will prevail, y'all. Hopefully. Okay, moving on though from the Blake Lively, Candace Owens of it all. Let's quickly talk about Kim Kardashian and Kanye, and then we're going to get into Justin, Scooter, and then a little Taylor Travis. Exactly. Our souls are good. We have good souls. 1,000%. Also, thank you, Allison. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. Gigi, I do love that the Popcorn Planet guy gets lawyers' opinions. I think that's so crucial because we're not lawyers, you know? That's some journalism right there, and I love to see it. I love to hear it. And that always reminds me of the Office episode where he's talking about the surplus, and Michael Scott's like, explain to me like I'm 5. That's what I need lawyers to do to me. Explain this to me like I'm 5. Okay. Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, you guys. New report that Kanye is reportedly upset with Kim over how over the top North's recent birthday party was. Kim recently took North to Cabo for her birthday. They obviously flew down on the PJ, the private jet. She chartered a yacht for North and all of her friends, and apparently Kanye is not happy at the spoiling for their daughter's birthday. The source said Kanye is furious. He's accusing Kim of buying North's love and trying to turn her against him. You know, I hear it. However, when Kanye's been acting a fool this entire year, dare I say past year and a half, 2 years, Like, if I have the means to go all out for your child's birthday party and make her slightly, hopefully, forget the craziness you've been doing, I'm gonna do it. So, I feel like Kanye can be upset all he wants. Literally no empathy or sympathy for him. Like, okay, what is she going to do? Not go over the top? You had children with Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian has been over the top since the day you knew her. Did you really think she's not going to go over the top for your kids and their birthdays? Respectfully, grow up. Respectfully, not surprised. Respectfully, get over it. That's really how I feel about that. I thought that was insane. Like, I think partially it's because he can't match Miss Jackie X. And then partially, I think it's the, oh, woe is me, I'm not a father, I can't parent. You're right, you can't parent from across the globe. No one's forcing you to travel. No one's forcing you to be in Tokyo. But I think you can fault Kim Kardashian for a lot of things, but I don't think that you can fault her for wanting to go over the top for her kids when their dad is acting a fool on social media all the time. No, I see you. I see you, Tamra. I was like, I saw Tamra pop in and I didn't say hi. Hi, Tamra. Sierra said the girl's also 12 and she wouldn't be down with a bounce house and arts and crafts. Literally. You know? I'm like, what do we think she's going to do? She wants to go to Cabo. Lizzie said, and his proposal was over the top because he knows it's what she likes. Exactly. That's the tea. Shayla said, who doesn't spoil their kids on their birthday? The tea. 1000%. Okay, y'all. Moving on to this Justin Bieber Scooter Braun news. Please give this video a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. We have over 130 people watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't. I know it seems redundant, but giving this video a thumbs up helps YouTube know that people are watching and engaging, and people who haven't gotten their YouTube notification yet will get their YouTube notification, and it really is helpful. Okay, you guys, so we have a new report from the US Sun. Justin Bieber is reportedly, quote, desperate for a music comeback. This insider noted how Justin has been, so I thought this was interesting because there's been grumblings that Justin and his pastor, Judah Smith, are on the outs because he hasn't been seen at church in over 3 months. But this source is saying that Justin has been absent from church services lately because he's been so focused on making new music. The source claims that after Justin and Haley were seen out at this concert this past weekend, the Martin Garrix concert, he actually went to a members-only club in LA and played this alleged new album that he's been working on until 2:30 in the morning. After he had this little private album listening party with his friends, he went to the Sunset Marquee, allegedly, and worked on music at the studio there. And then the source said that he even ended up spending the night at the hotel. So he didn't go home. After the Martin Garrix concert, did a little private album listening party with his friends, then went to Sunset Marquee, worked on the album more, and then just spent the night at the hotel. Interesting. The source said that Justin is doing his best to juggle everything, but his album is being prioritized. Meanwhile, Haley is, quote, doing her best and is focused on baby Jack and staying healthy. Here's the thing. I'm actually not going to fault Justin Bieber for working on the new album. I'm not going to do that because I've been clamoring up here for weeks being like, dear God, release something so people know that this is all because of something. Like, dear God, release a freaking track so people know that your insane social media behavior is actually just you staying relevant because you have new music and you need it to hit. So I'm not going to fault him for working on the album and working on new music. Now, I say that also being a girl's girl, also being a woman, also having friends who are married and who have kids. And I do have to say that if one of my friends called me and said hubby was up playing his work proposal for his friends until 2:30 in the morning and then went to the recording studio at a hotel, worked on the proposal a little bit more, and then ended up just crashing at the hotel when you have a young child at home, I would be telling my friend that she needs to get her mans together, okay? I would not be like, I'm so glad he's working on his proposal. He needs this comeback so bad, girly. It's all good. I'd be like, what do you mean he didn't come home because he was working on his proposal? So, you know, I do feel the need to address both sides of myself, because the celebrity news girly is like, yeah, Justin, put out the music. It's necessary. But then I'm also human, and I'm a girl's girl, and I'm thinking of Haley at home with that baby, and I'm pissed. I'm pissed. You know what I mean? Like I said, if my friend called me and told me that was her situation, I would say, we need to have a chat. We need to get them together, you know? So I see both sides, and hopefully y'all can see both sides too and don't fault me for seeing both sides, but that's truly how I feel about it. Maybe Haley might have felt a reprieve from him being away all night. Honestly, true, Jody. Maybe Haley was like, dear God, please spend the night somewhere else. And if that's the case, go off. You know, I love that for her. She doesn't strike me as that kind of girly. And that's just my own pure judgmental opinion, honestly. Like, that's just my own speculation. I want her to be that kind of girly. I want her to be like, you're being too much. Go work on your album over there. She just doesn't give me that energy, you know? But that's such a fair point. And hopefully that was the situation. So then they both lucked out. They both got what they wanted. They had a public outing. Then they went their own separate ways, you know? Fair. Very, very fair. Also, Scooter Braun is in the thumbnail as well, because y'all, news also broke this week that Scooter Braun is stepping down as CEO of Hybe America. Now, this is some tea, because when all of Scooter Braun's clients started dropping him like flies, the comeback was, oh, he's going to focus on his role as CEO of Hybe America. But now you're not going to be CEO of Hybe America? Now, initially I was like really going crazy over this. I will say he is still going to be involved in Hybe America though. So we don't need to we can't fully celebrate, and I don't know what's going on, shenanigans going on. But he's going to transition into just a senior advisory role. So he's still going to be on the board of directors. He said he'll still have a hand in the artists that are signed to Hybe. But it's interesting. He's stepping down as the CEO, stepping down as a face of the company and taking a more backstage role, if you will, and just becoming a senior advisor on the board of directors. So he'll still have decision power. But it's just interesting to me that he is not having this front-facing job that he previously had. I still am skeptical of Scooter Braun. Okay? I'm still skeptical. I still feel like there's something bubbling with that man, and I'm ready for it to come out. I have been skeptical since all those people dropped him. I never bought this, we're just focusing on Hybe America situation. So I still think something is not clear here. I don't know. Just my own pure speculation. Miss Jackie X, that pink set I wore yesterday was from Amazon. And so this blue one is literally the exact same set. It's just in blue. I have it in 3 colors. It's on my Amazon storefront. I have it in pink, blue, and gray. So yeah, definitely check out my Amazon storefront for the set. It's really cute, comfortable. Yeah, the one I wore yesterday was hot pink, and then I put on a blue one today. People are saying, hey, I would be really surprised if Haley is with child, but I feel like rumors are probably circulating because they're having issues, and last time rumors were circulating that they were having issues, it's really that they were expecting. So I imagine that's where the with child rumors are coming from. But we're going to go ahead, you guys, move on. And Tamara said, thank you. My husband just rolled his eyes because I'm about to go Amazon shopping. Literally, it's the best. I want to move on and end with our palette cleanser tea, our Taylor and Travis tea, a little Tavis tea. Also, why is it up to me? Betty said, who's defending Bieber? I don't know where Jelena is, literally. I was dying laughing. Okay, sorry. Getting into the Taylor and Travis tea, getting into the palette cleanser of it all, you guys. Travis Kelce talked about Taylor's Nashville performance on the new episode of the New Heights podcast. He was talking about how it was not planned. They literally did talk about this last minute. He said they just wanted to have some fun with the athletes, and Kane Brown was down for it, and they literally just came up with this a few minutes before the show. No rehearsal, nothing. He did say that Taylor was literally backstage writing out music for Kane Brown's band, which is so impressive. The fact that she could just come up with a different rendition of Shake It Off, also write it out musically and hand it to his band so the band would be prepared to know what was going on, and then go out there and do it and no one ever rehearsed anything. Like, insane. Travis was gushing about Taylor, saying that she absolutely rocked the stage. She said it was awesome. Obviously was talking about her insane talent and just her incredible ability to not only rock a crowd, but also like put other musicians at ease and just be the iconic girly that we know Taylor Swift to be. You know what I mean? So I'm here for it. You're probably also, I didn't add this to the rundown, but I know some of you are going to see this, so I'll go ahead and address it really quick too. Travis Kelce is also making headlines because, so that Bussin' with the Boys interview that he did, that was covered earlier this week, because he addressed the fact that him and Taylor go out for attention, and he was like, we're not attention seeking, we're literally just living our lives. The part of that interview that's making headlines today is that they asked Travis what the hardest part about hosting SNL was, and Travis said it was the table read, because he can't read very well. He said the table read was so stressful because he was just in there trying not to mess up, and he was like constantly saying to himself, like, don't skip a line, don't skip a line, don't skip a line. And so he couldn't like really act or get into it. But if you're saying that Travis did admit that he can't read very well, I think it's endearing and sweet. And it's fine because he knows how to ball, and Taylor knows Aristotle, and it's literally fine. It's literally no big deal. We love an honest king. He is dyslexic. Thank you, Dave. So I'm just saying, I live for it. I live for the honesty, but I know people are going to turn that negative. I've already seen comments online. So yes, he's dyslexic, everybody. Thank you. Right? You know what I mean? Exactly, Sierra. We live, laugh, love honest kings. And you know what? It doesn't matter. We're all getting by, okay? We're all doing what we need to do, reading what we need to read, just enough to get by. I love it. I live for it. I'm here for it. But I know he was making headlines for that, so I did want to address that, because I know some people were probably saying some not nice things about him, and we love an honest king. I'll just say that again. But you guys, that is all the tea I have for you on this happy hour hang. He didn't say he was dyslexic in that interview, Betty. I believe he's talked about dyslexia before. Good clarification. He's just a funny, chill guy. And you know what matters the most? That Taylor's having fun, and that Taylor's the happiest she's ever been. She's never been happier. We love it. We love it. We love it. We love it. The membership, you guys, for those of you who do not know about it, you can easily join the membership by going to my channel homepage. Right next to the subscribe button, you'll see the join button. With the membership, you get access to a members only live every Tuesday at noon Pacific Standard Time. You also get access to a members only video every single Friday. and you get access to our exclusive House of Hill group chat, which is so much freaking fun. Yes, if you're here and you haven't given this video a thumbs up yet, please go ahead and do so. If you're new here, subscribe and stick around. Also, you guys, make sure you're following me on Instagram and TikTok. Also, if you could follow Tano Skincare on Instagram and TikTok. If you're not already, I'm gonna put it in the chat because we would really love your support and engagement. So please, if you are not following Tano, please follow Tano Skincare. It is changing the game, and trust me, y'all are going to want to learn about this skincare brand early on. You're gonna wanna be ahead of the curve because this brand is truly iconic and incredible. They use banana sap in all of their products. And it really is absolutely amazing. Hi, Sam. Hello. Join the membership. You won't regret it. It's so much fun in a safe space. Yes, Robert. Thank you so much. You guys have an incredible rest of your evening, an incredible short week for those of you who have one. A happy 4th of July. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys.